No, I'm not going to write a book unless I get approached by the right people. I won't do an Amazon book. I won't do a daft YouTuber who think publishers. I won't do none of them. Pointless. Joel Arce and Kevin Parley does. Well, he done little Liam Kelly, didn't he? And this, when he was on bail for that, he's went and burnt Lucy Hargreaves. Blasted her on a couch and set the house on fire, thinking it was her boyfriend, Gary Campbell. Yes, Ailey. Loads of people will buy me book. It'd probably go to the top in true crime listings, wouldn't it? I know that for a fact, and that's why certain people tried to stop it years ago. I started writing a book years ago. Someone ran away with it for 18 months, a well-known podcaster. And that's still unsolved. The police know who it was, the community know who it was, the community could have brought the killers to justice, but they refused to do so. And that's why you've got in the city of Liverpool currently, well, last when I was researching it and I was doing content on it, you had 22 unsolved murders by firearm, and you can link them all to organised crime groups and a number of killers. And when I say a number of killers, you've got some of them killers are responsible for 3 or 4 murders. Now, if them murders were done by that one, so you'll have one gunman who's responsible for four M's. Now, if that gunman was a knife man, he'd be classed as a serial killer. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you get a body count over 3, you're classed as a serial killer, but for some reason when it's done with a firearm and it's in the gang culture thing, you're not classed as a serial killer. Mad that, isn't it? And that's why I get a lot of hate with people, because I'm out there screaming about these young kids that have been took away from their families. I'm talking about your James Taylors, a dad of 5, brutally gunned down outside a dance school while he was waiting for his daughter. Everyone knows who they are. Everyone knows who the gunman is. Everyone knows who the accomplices were, but nothing's being done about it. I've spoke about young Jamie Starkey, which was another murder that the G's got blamed for, and it what to do with us. I've spoke about Aaron Lewis. I've spoke about all these individuals, Blake Brown. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've spoke about them all. Loads of times, hours and hours of content, trying to convince people on the streets who may have had loyalties to them people and won't have it now. Can think and search the souls, try and bring justice to the families in the city of Liverpool, because there's too many families that are broken on the back of loss through gun murders done by dealing scumbags. Loads of them. All of them. Got someone saying smile. What's a smile about? Have you heard what I'm talking about? Are you sitting there smiling like a sick puppy? And you know what, mate? It's not just the city of Liverpool that suffers like this, you know. It's every city, mate. Every city. You know what I always think about? A murder in Manchester, in Moss Side, years and years and years and years ago. And you had a young lad, school uniform, coming through a park on a bike, and gunmen jump out and blast him to death. Young Jesse James, his name was. Young black lad. No one's ever been arrested for his murder or convicted. Imagine what that done to his family. And as I say, mate, there's murders continuously in every city, and no one's batting an eyelid because the tolerance level have gone through the roof. It's the norm now, and you always get a murder that will shake the city to its core. You know, you've had your Rhys Jones, you've had your Ava White, you've had your Olivia Corbell, and you'd think, wouldn't you? You know, things have got to change. And just like it did with young Rhys Jones, you'd have a little few years of quietness and everyone's questioning what's going on. But then bang, it escalates again. And I keep on saying to people, when I'm reaching out to the city of Liverpool, and people with my mindset, people with my moral compass, who don't like what's seeing, who don't like the behaviour of these dirty rats, drug dealing scumbags, to grow a set of balls, start standing your ground and protecting the children of the city. Because if you don't, within the next 5 years, we're going to have another child shot dead in the city of Liverpool. And it's horrible for me to say that, but it's the truth. We can't just sit back and rest on our laurels like what happened after Rhys. We can't just open a community centre or a community area and think that's going to be everything and it's going to change everything, because it's not. You need people from the city of Liverpool where financial security is not an issue to them, and they can really pump funding into anything to prevent happening. If you don't, it's going to continue again in a few years with the next generation. With the next generation of blade carriers that want to be firearm carriers. Anyway, I think I'm going a bit too far. We're meant to be chilling out tonight, meant to be mellowing down, getting ready for bed, when in reality I've just put a lot of negative thoughts out there, haven't I? Think about what I've just spoke about. Think about how many bodies I've just spoke about that's unsolved. And that's where my forte is. True crime. I've got an advantage because I've been on that side of the fence. I know exactly how I'm thinking. I know exactly what tactics to use to get your kids on board. Unfortunately, as you all know, the criminal fraternity in the city of Liverpool have branched out into every area of the city, including the council and the mayor's office. So when you've got a loose cannonball like me running around the city and bringing everything on top, no one wants to come near you. No one. I've offended an awful lot of crime families in the last 4 years in the city of Liverpool, mate. All of them, basically. And them crime families, as I say, the real crime families, have been in the city for 60, 70 years. And from the grandparents down, have all dealt in dirty drugs. And over them 70 or 60 years, they've all made a lot of money. And it weren't until the 80s that they started using the head and started buying up buildings, properties, opening up sunbed shops, cafeterias, clubs, nightclubs, public houses, restaurants. Do you understand what I mean? The branches of organised crime groups in the city are spread right like a big massive tree, and there's a lot of people affiliated and associated to these people. So when I offend that family, everyone in the family is offended by me, and all their friends are offended by me. And if anyone in that family has had a kid to another family and his bird's family is offended by me, it just saturates the city. It's mad. They just focused on the money. They can all see the destruction. They can all see the amount of children that are getting lifed off, the amount of broken families. You can all see the dealers and the gangsters in your areas opening shops up, floating around in the best cars, and you just tolerate them. The biggest threat to our communities, the terrorism, the war in Russia, the governments. The biggest threat in our communities are organised crime groups, organised crime families, and the poison they're peddling on a regular basis in the tons. Years ago it used to be tons. Now it's tons of a container of firearms. Do you understand? Anyway, peace out. L5 shall keep it real. Choose a life, not a knife, as always. Protect the children, protect the future. The biggest risk to the kids is the gang culture.